Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. My name is Don Swanker, and I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. To my left, I have Mike Steinis.
Good morning.
To my right, I have Nan Flegel.
Morning.
Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditors, Luann in the back, Brittany in the gallery, so to speak. And first up, we have any visitors or citizens on that would like to address the board today? Do we see anybody on?
No, nobody on.
Okay, so hearing none, we'll move on to next up, Andrew Long and Sheriff Brent Kilberg going to give us a jail administrator update. Morning.
So, busy month here last month. Again, kind of our new record high, average of 42.33 inmates per day, with the high count being 45. Currently, we're sitting at 39 inmates. 17 are from Jackson County and 22 are from Scott County, 33 males, 6 females. Revenue for last month, though still fairly good, is actually down from last month, despite our numbers being higher at 43,505 from Scott County. So with that, our own numbers have increased. So obviously, with the size of the jail, it shows why we still need the size we do. It's not just solely for renting out, but yet we're still able to get quite a bit of income back despite the fact that our numbers are higher this time. Overall, we had 34 people booked in September. I believe they were all Jackson County arrests. We didn't have a Scott County shipment this month just due to being full. 51,462 documented checks of inmates, 6,709 specific notes, and 3,276 meals served. Regarding our discussion previously about opioid funds with those MOUD meds, Lene did hear back from the ASO and they will fund those. So they said just bill that through Flow State where we're doing our normal mental health stuff. Procedurally then, of course, what we'll plan to do is use Flow State for prescribing that. That way that's still funded through the state as well. So we're not expending any of those funds for the doctor visits. So kind of some good news there that they are going to cover that as part of substance use disorder.
Now, as far as you guys distributing those meds and stuff, is there not trying to fabricate ways to use that opioid money? But is there, the deputies get, the jail administrator, the correction officers, they get the meds, they just hand them out per the direction from the doctor, that kind of stuff. Do we need to have any kind of in-house care or anything like that, or some kind of program that we can set up to get this a little bit more regimented, or are we good? Or
I think through Flow State, who is our psychiatric provider, that's through a telehealth program. I think that using them, and that gets billed directly to the ASO.
Okay.
So I think in that use, we're good.
Okay.
Now, as we do ongoing training with medication management, that kind of a thing through ILEA, that might be something that we might look into more, funding that way. But in general, as far as the prescribing of the medications, the purchasing of the medications, that can all be handled through Flow State and the ASO being billed directly for that.
Okay.
So I think that'll be helpful to us, as far as being able to use those state dollars for that. Other than that, I don't have a ton more for you this morning, unless you guys have any questions for us.
So just in a nutshell, so a little less revenue this month just because we had more of our own original or organic inmates, so we had a little less space to rent out to Scott County essentially.
Yeah, but technically with that, we are running at capacity, or actually
Correct.
slightly over
Yes.
what we call a comfortable capacity, because you still need that little bit of buffer.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, our numbers were higher than last month. Revenue is just a little bit less, and it's just because we have our own prisoners,
Mhm.
a little bit spike in that. So not running any less full, any less busy, just a little bit more of our own problems.
Taking care of our own.
Yeah, exactly.
In an ideal world, we wouldn't have any of our own inmates, but.
Right.
Exactly.
But
But
We can
without
agree.
the expansion, we would still be full with our own.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
with that.
Yep.
So we'd be running at capacity. So
Absolutely.
any reason why we spiked lately, or just full moon? It was. full moon last
Full
week.
moon, but
Yeah.
no rain.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, the food budget, I know there was questions on that. Do we need to set up a work session or figure out where we're gonna sit or when we know we need to transfer funds over. And with us sitting at $250,000 on hand deposited, 258, how do we need to go about covering that?
I guess, and Lisa, you certainly chime in too, I think we're looking to have a work session towards the end of October. I don't know if we want to combine that into one big session or if we want to do it in separate, I guess, whatever you would prefer.
In doing that, could you, for seeing how much we're using
Mhm.
with our current, because we're staying above 40 inmates, it seems like for the last, 4 months or so.
Correct.
So if we maintain that, can you forecast where the need will be through the end of the fiscal year? So we can see about where we're gonna need to be and things like, and, you know, whether we're monthly, quarterly, biannual, or, you know, type of thing to cover.
Yeah, we can do that. That should be easy enough to do.
Any other questions?
Yeah, it is like we can transfer all at one time, probably, you know, like you said, maybe we'll do quarterly or.
Yeah.
Have, you know,
Whichever would be most recommended or whatever, so,
Make a budget amendment.
yeah. Well, I don't wanna do a whole bunch of those.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but this is a separate fund. I
And
mean, we,
keep in mind, you've got that split in half. So
Yeah.
whatever they've taken in, so you can only do half of that.
Correct.
because The other one is dedicated for something else.
Yeah, we might not be able to fund the entire projected food amount for a
Right.
year because we maybe haven't brought that much in, but we
Right.
should at least plus it up with an amendment to be able to continue to pull from it to feed the inmates we're housing in from Scott County and stuff, so.
Yes.
I mean, basically, this is a quarter, so that's almost easy to face it.
Mhm.
You're close.
You know, it's a little over a quarter, and to see that, you know, technically, I think in our budget, we budgeted 350,000 in revenue coming back in. So, we're gonna get that. So, we just,
More hopefully, so.
yeah, so. Those are things that we need to take into account, so we,
And with that, besides the food, I would be interested in kind of the whole ball of wax. What's it truly costing us to house
Sure.
an outside inmate, you know, the wear and tear on our jumpsuits, what they're getting from the commissary.
And I have a very close approximation on that. The one thing I do want to adjust it a little bit is water. That was just figuring a 1 month period. But I will have that ready to present them when we have our work session and
Yeah.
be able to kind of explain.
did we move
Overall,
that
this
to the
is what we're looking
28th
at.
or the 14th?
Not the 14th, I know that.
So it'd have to be the 28th, because do something with, we had to move our October 21st.
28 board session or work session after the board of service, board of supervisor meeting.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
Well, obviously, there's a rate that everybody gets or a charge, you know, and I mean, it's substantiated somehow, so, I
Right.
mean, them numbers come into play, but. Actual, I mean, lights are on anyway, yeah, you know.
Right.
Water would probably be the biggest, you know.
Yeah.
draw.
That would be
You know, when you
useful.
have more people, obviously they're gonna use more water, toilets, showers, drinking.
Are you guys still having problems with pressure issues in the jail with the sinks being overpressurized, underpressurized?
Kraus was there yesterday. I haven't heard an update since that, but they were there yesterday. And Jeff was working with them too, so I haven't heard anything from any of the prisoners, from any of the.
I just know Jeff said there's some little, he showed it to me, it's a little like 3x3 box, it's like an inch or so, and it's like the flow in Clinton County, they're plastic, and Clinton County said within a year they went through and replaced all of them with brass, and it works much better. I didn't know if that's something we need to do or look at, or if that's being addressed in this, so.
I would probably defer that to Jeff just because I don't have that knowledge.
The issue is it's like some kind of foreign material in some of these lines or something that causing an issue.
Yeah, we'd have to double check with Jeff, but I think he was looking at that with you know, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if that's what he's decided or what.
Sounds good.
All right. Well,
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, guys.
Next up, we have Lene Birkin with Disability Services Coordinator. Come on down.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are
Good
you
morning.
guys?
Good.
Good. All right, so did you guys have a chance to look at that 28E with the DAP at all?
A little bit.
A little bit, did anyone need a copy to look at?
Are we gonna discuss the, yeah, okay, copy.
Well,
I mean, I read it, But it's, you know, it's one of them that kind of rolls together and
Yes.
and
So,
we sat here and talked about it and, which, I'm sorry, who was the individual? She was here a little bit ago.
Oh, Dawn, this is different than that.
yeah, this
Okay.
is different. So, yeah, that was with the grant. This is with the DAP,
Oh, okay.
the, disability access point. So with the changes with the mental health, the DAP, they wanted to reach out and, Julie with the DAP is gonna be coming next week to kind of go in depth with all this stuff and kind of give you guys, more information about their organization and what they do. But, I just wanted to make sure you guys had eyes on it, if you guys had any questions about it. And then also, John Keys and his department did look at it and they did say they didn't see any issues.
Do you have any questions about it?
Um,
I'm gonna defer to my subject matter expert.
yeah, okay. So, just the basics that I think is important for you guys to be aware of is that, with this 28E, there isn't really any decision making as far as like who you can serve and, how people are served. With the 28E, it's just more of being a part of their governing board so that, you can kind of be aware of what they're doing and, what their goals are so that you guys can be a part of that process or have someone be a part of that process.
Good.
Does that make sense? So it's pretty basic and simple, but, and like I said, Julie will be here next week to meet with you guys to kind of go in depth about their vision and what they plan for the future with this.
Any thoughts, comments, questions, motion?
Are you looking for,
Approval?
approval of this agreement?
I think that, it wouldn't be a bad idea to wait until you guys talk to Julie for the actual approval. Because that way we can make sure that all questions are answered and you guys have a full understanding of what, what their expectations are of it. But I just wanted to, make sure you guys had, this information and kind of more aware of what the purpose of it is and everything.
Sounds good. We
So-
Appreciate
So
it.
we don't really have to do anything, no. Okay.
Not today.
All right.
Make your life easy.
Would you
Anything else?
put it on the agenda for next week in case we want to approve it after the meeting from Julie, so
Yes, yeah,
All right.
absolutely. So,
thank you very much. Any other questions for Lene or?
Everything
Going
else
okay?
I was gonna say, everything good over in the Monroe's building?
so things are going good. I've been spending about, usually here Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, usually in Clinton on Monday and Wednesday. So I have been helping folks with, food stamps, social security renewals, helped one individual with, their social security disability application. So I have been having, people coming in and helping with that. And then also I've had some folks that have been coming in, looking for some assistance with finding housing. Not very many rentals available in Macokota for folks, with low
It's like
income.
almost 40% rental property.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you're talking more general.
Yeah. they're full.
You're talking more general assistance duties.
All right, as far as the Julie Fern position,
Yes.
how is there, I was kind of surprised it wasn't on the agenda. Is there everything going good or what are we still, I guess that could be a Shelley question too. I don't know.
So, yes, so we met with, oh my gosh, I'm drawing,
Dawn.
thank you,
Okay.
so sorry. And, I know that, Shelley's been working with her with trying to get things put together, cause it sounds like she is interested. And she is, would like to, pursue this.
Okay.
So,
I saw she was
She'd
here.
like to
and
discuss
I
it,
think
right.
she,
I believe she'd like to discuss this with the board today, trying to hammer out the contract is the issue.
cool. Anything else for Lynette? Thank you very much.
thank you guys.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Next up from the county engineer's office is Jaden Shekel, Esquire.
Mark, good morning. First thing on our agenda is a funding agreement with the DOT for the bridge replacement on 189th Street over Brush Creek, section 2. It's I guess we've been always referring to it as the bridge below the transfer station on a gravel road. It's on our 5-year program, but it's planned for November 26th letting. Typical procedures we go through project development is the funding agreement with the DOT, and for this one, since this is an off-system road, meaning it's not a major or minor collector, it will have the same process as like 184th did south of Macokota, where as construction occurs, we make the payments locally and then submit reimbursement requests to the DOT. So I guess in the long run, it's all getting funded through our DOT's bridge fund, but it's just we have to make the payments locally, and that's really what this funding agreement is stating. So
I would make a motion to approve the funding agreement for the 189th Street Bridge replacement.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve the funding agreement for the bridge replacement on 189th Street over Brushy Creek as to T85N R03E. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
I guess that, they said I'll have your signature, so. Next is our secondary roads safety policy update. So our own department has its own safety policy and has had it. And as we meet as a safety committee, so we have a safety committee, so I should step back. We have a safety committee and our whole department, we have safety group meetings with all of the department to meet the OSHA requirements. So our safety committee consists of myself, our office manager, superintendent, our 3 lead men, and then 2, if you want to say union representatives from our own crew. So we meet prior to our safety group meetings, so that way we go through if there's been any issues, what have you, shop inspections, we do all that. And from one of those meetings, we reviewed our safety policy to see if there was any updates that we did. And from that, the only thing we noted was for the 2 union, I guess I would just call them union representatives. I mean, I know our lead men are through the union, but they're kind of permanent members. So the 2 union members, representatives, thought about having like term limits, I guess, because right now there is no, like, they're just on there definitely. So thought that for 2 reasons. One, if one of them wanted to, are no longer interested in doing it, it opens it up for anybody else within the department that's interested, or maybe they want to keep on doing it, but just set term limits for those 2 so we can maybe get others from the department that would be interested if others are not.
You always had them 2 representatives, you just didn't have term limits.
Yeah.
So what's the term limits?
Good question. Yes, 4 years. So, and of course,
So
with that, it may have to change if depending on, as some of them, one of them that's on the safety committee is say you're gonna be up for retirement, well, it'll come sooner, but 4-year term limits.
yeah, I hear that, but if, again, you gotta have representatives that want to serve. And if they don't, I see the term limit as being, can you serve for 4 years and then be off and serve again, I would assume, right?
Yep. Yeah. It's just so that would,
That said that they could
Renew
renew
or
too.
reappoint.
yes, so
So
if
they
nobody
don't
else is,
even- That, the way that read, they don't even have to be off,
yeah, if,
which that was the one thing I was kind of wondering if you shouldn't
like
have to be off.
not allow renew, you mean?
No, I don't like the Jackson County Economic Alliance, you can only serve 10 years.
Oh,
And then you have to be off the board for at least a year to be back on it. Just
I
so,
mean, just so you get a chance, I mean, if you get 2 guys that are young, they could sit on that, just keep renewing for 40 years, and what if whoever don't feel that's the best fit for.
So if you have 6 applicants for it, do you vote on that? Or how do you?
we would as a safety committee, yes.
Yeah.
Because just trying to open it up to give other people.
Yeah.
And maybe nobody wants to join it, I guess, too, and if that's.
Well, that's my point.
To point
Exactly,
somebody,
yeah.
but in the event that maybe multiple people are interested, I guess give kind of more people a voice. Yeah, I guess as it relates for.
I mean, that's what I'm asking. So at that end of that 4-year term, are you putting it out to everybody to say? you
Yeah,
know,
we'd send out a memo.
our 4-year term is, we're looking for new applicants for the safety committee.
Mhm.
So that way, those that are on it can say, yes, I still want to do it, but also other, might give you an idea of other
Yeah.
people that might wanna.
So I should probably put in here then to list an actual date, not just say 4 years, like beginning, or do I have to put a date you feel? Maybe not,
I wouldn't, cause then you gotta change that every,
that's true, if somebody retires within that time period, then that's true. But yeah, I guess I would treat it no different than like when we have openings for positions in our department where we send out the memo or the notice to everybody and let them submit.
I mean, I don't see an issue with any of this, to be honest. But
Yeah.
the scenarios come up and then if you don't have them addressed, then you got another issue.
right, yeah, and I think it's good that you're at least looking into that and reviewing that. But
Maybe
yeah.
nobody's interested either.
And that could all be, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
So
Then do you appoint somebody to it?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay, well.
then you get voluntold,
Then the name's going in there, yeah, low man on the totem pole, short straw, yeah.
yeah, the draw of the hat.
And then also as part of this policy update was with our new mulching equipment, we still follow the same stuff as tree and brush removal, like staying no closer than 2 tree lengths away, but specifically with the 2 mulching attachments we have to just, it was even stated to us from our salesman that it's advised to like do a site review before you start to like make sure, is there any fence posts in there? Is there any utility pedestals? I mean, stuff that you don't want mulched, do a site review and.
But then your guys are gonna say half the reason they're mulching is so they can find that stuff.
Well, there is that.
We talked about that even when we were out there, I mean, things get parked in the brush 20 years ago but again, I wanna emphasize that we're doing just the right of way, so we're 33 feet from center. So somebody don't think we're gonna clean out to their fence line just because it's brushy,
Yeah, and we have found already like piece of rebar. I mean, there's always gonna be stuff that.
Yeah.
You find,
Well, just-
especially rock outcroppings too, which some of that just.
Well, people mark their culverts with a fence post,
Right.
and you stick it in the ground and there.
Tires bump off or chunks of steel,
But if we do, at least we can
Anything can be.
do just a quick site investigation and see if there's anything like. Obvious standing out.
I mean, you're not gonna catch everything that's down in the brush and weeds or in a huge pile somewhere, but
You can
Yeah.
always call in a locate to see if there's any utilities stuff.
Well, yeah, but we're not really going into the ground.
Some of them, they might want us to cut a path so they can go locate.
Yeah, that's my point.
Over there.
Again, the pedestals are usually down on the fence line, but that's not our right of way, so we're,
I do know, like, from what we've started here recently, we have staked the right of way for our guys to know, and along with that. The culverts, we have old plant or the plant in our office, so we know where the culverts are, and so they're good about. I guess this is just putting to paper what we've kind of already been practicing, I guess, but just because we've been practicing doesn't mean should be in here
right.
either. And don't get me wrong, there's always gonna be the random fence post that will get hit, and that is what it is, but just for operators, just to be more cognizant, since it is some new and invasive equipment.
Any other questions on the safety manual updates?
you need approval of that?
Yeah, it's really just for, I guess I don't know in the past if you guys as a board approved our safety policy. I was prior to my time as county engineer, but I guess I think it's good practice. I guess, even though it's my signature, but just to get your support.
Honestly, I think we have before, I mean, as far as.
I'll make a motion to approve the updates to the safety policy for the secondary roads.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the secondary road safety policy update as presented. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I
Motion carries. Now, hearing about this brush clearing and all this kind of stuff, and reclaiming is pretty much over with for the year, correct?
This should be the very last week, yes.
Okay, so is there like schedule a program or what are you doing with are you just, because I know in the budget this year, you were looking at Dark Hollow Road was gonna be this fall,
Mhm.
or over the winter. I mean,
That is the plan for us to do as much as we can with our equipment.
okay, so I didn't know if it was like mapped out where you're going or how was it?
I think it was gonna be, if I remember right, from Dark Hollow Road, as you go east of 62,
Mhm.
there's almost a, what I would call 90-degree bend in the road to start heading north. Basically, from that point going up to, say, 81st Street, maybe that's the wrong road number, but that stretch of road.
Okay,
And granted, there still might be
so
some,
from 62 and then the bend or just from the bend? north?
I guess if there is anything really, I don't know if there is much from 62 to that first 90-degree bend, which is probably, what is that, a mile and a half-ish stretch?
There's quite a few trees. I thought there was trees and stuff down there this spring or
There,
whatever.
I'll revisit it to make sure. If there is stuff, we will do it.
Okay,
And I do expect there'll still be some trees that are just too large for our own equipment to handle, but to me, it makes, why don't we do what we can first, as much as we can, and then on the roads where it's too large of trees, we can have a contractor come in later and, instead of clearing the road for us, he can just take those larger trees on various roads. I'd like for us to do as much as we can first.
okay.
So, I mean, not only the mulching equipment, are we talking about walking the charcoal down that road and do some work with that, or are we?
I mean, it'd be walking the excavator down the road.
Yeah,
My intent would be, as we do it, to close segments of road as we're doing it.
what I'm saying
If you do-
is not to use the mulcher for everything, maybe, is that you got the grapple bucket, you got what, I mean, that's the thing, if we drop a tree or something, we can pile them up for disposal.
Yeah, and it's my plan and goal to have, not just like two guys out there, to have maybe a handful of guys
Yeah.
do it. Rather than,
Coordinate, yeah.
and not say other guys won't cut brush, but instead of like two people over here, two people randomly spread out through the county trying to do stuff, why don't we do it? When we treat, or when we have a contractor do it, we focus on segments, I guess. Why don't we do the same? Because then not only would also help conservation, since they perform some follow-up spraying for us, it would also help, I guess, facilitate an easier
Where we're at.
spraying for them rather than little spot here, here.
Yeah,
Like, well, this segment.
so once it's cleared, that's what we need to do,
So
to maintain.
You will reach out to the people that live on Dark Hollow Road or wherever you're doing that to kind of coordinate, because it would, closures, things like that, just so they can accommodate.
Yeah, because we actually sent everybody on that road certified letters of when we originally planned for a contractor from what we've lessons learned from our previous contract to try to mitigate those issues. We sent out certified letters informing them of the project, so they are all aware of it. Back when did we send the letter? I think it was last spring. So some of them, it's been quite a few months, so it might be a refresher, but I know they have been made aware of it.
Okay. Well, just when you're actually starting to shut down roads and stuff, it'd be nice to know it's on this day kind of thing.
And maybe as we get going, if we don't need to, depending on the traffic, it's really, I would like to close the road at first, not the whole stretch,
Right.
just a segment, just so that way figure out, because right through there, it's a gravel road, I guess, it's not a paved road, so the right of ways aren't super wide, obviously. To give our crews enough room and to also be safe for any traveling public, if there's flying debris, we don't want that getting, or don't want cars getting struck. with flying debris.
Obviously, with that mulching equipment, there is flying debris, so I mean.
There is.
Honestly, and I'm really excited about this mulching equipment. Do you have a policy of what size we're going after? I don't wanna see this thing abused to the point where I'm going after a tree 20 inches around just because we have it,
Yeah, the head, from the attachments, they have the maximum size.
Yeah.
I want to say it's right to 18 or 20 inches in diameter.
That sounds like enough.
Which,
I mean,
so it's
that-
basically any trees that our crew can get, because our crew, we're, for our safety policy, we're limited to trees 24 inches and smaller in diameter. So for the most part, it's really just any trees that we, as a secondary roads department, are able to get.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we still have a chainsaw, so if these are, we can drop them and pile them and burn them, whatever. permits, you know, that we can do it in a safe manner.
Mhm.
That we're not just out there just chewing up these big dogs and abusing our equipment, you know, it's a nice piece of equipment to have.
It is, and refresh you all, I believe I sent you all
A
the
demonstration or whatever.
this next Thursday. So I sent it to, and so what spurred this was other counties have heard of our equipment and some other counties have actually already visited where it's been occurring because they've been really interested in it. So there's been a lot of interest. So it's like, why don't we have a demonstration day? Because other counties have like a mulching attachment for the skid loader. So that's really not anything new, I guess, but
The
excavator.
Clinton County's kind of envious a little bit.
that they are.
Why wouldn't they be?
We could probably hold, they'd probably would be willing for us to hold a demonstration day down there.
Yeah.
They have areas for today.
Oh, just to be clear, this is not a demonstration for the public to attend and
Correct, just for you three as the board to see, you know, which I know you've already seen it, but to show our recent equipment purchases and to also show other counties that have expressed interest, because we're not the only county with tree and brush problems, maybe one county with more of a prevalent tree and brush problem, but we're not the only ones with a tree and brush
get
problem.
away from us a little bit.
So they're just interested to see it, so I thought, well, why not have,
And the public's not there just for safety purposes. and
Correct.
Right.
yeah.
As
Too many
stated, there
people
is
will shut it
flying
down,
debris.
So that is next Thursday, the 16th. We're doing it on Westgate Road was the stretch we kind of determined.
Right.
Cool.
And then I just want to give a brief update on, want to thank the Emergency Management and Sheriff's Office for use of their drone. So we used it for Z34, our overlay project for north of Preston, to submit for smoothness awards. So that project turned out really smooth. I wanted to submit it for a smoothness award, and part of that they encourage, you know, pictures of it. Well, we have the use of it. We have the capability, or the county has a drone, so why not use that to get pictures and video? That turned out really well. We also used it for, just last week, they took drone pictures and video of the Kenilworth Bridge as it sits today, just knowing, well, that project will be starting this winter, so the bridge that's there will no longer be there for much longer. So wanted to get some pictures before, maybe we'll work on getting some pictures through construction and also after, just to kind of show the magnitude and scale of the project, I guess, I don't know. So I just want to thank them for, they flew it, but for them taking the time to do that for us. Construction updates. Up on 287th Street, where we're replacing the bridge with culvert. That culvert will be showing up tomorrow, so crews will be installing that once it gets delivered. Curry Creek, they are installing working on the 150-foot pedestrian bridge right adjacent to Highway 64. We did encounter shallower bedrock than expected. We have a plan of attack for that, and I verified that with WHKS, who was the designer of that, but
What kind of post on?
so we'll drive pile, so there was some weathered rock that was very shallow, but then we hit it's solid bedrock about 8 foot down. And they were calling to drive pile down to 15 foot. Well, you're not gonna drive pile that far. So we're gonna drive pile 2. There's the one abutment, it's got 6 pile. 4 of the pile will be driven to bedrock to support the bearing. The other 2 are gonna get what they call rock sockets drilled, where they actually drill into the rock, fill with sand, and get the pile down there for friction. So nothing that isn't change from what was planned, or that wasn't planned, but it needed to happen to facilitate the bridge getting put in, but nothing that can't be handled.
Good.
But other than that, that's moving really well. The 90-foot bridge is in already and deck poured, so that looks nice.
It is kind of odd to watch, you know, you drive through over there, you never really see anybody working. But you'll drive by and like, oh, somebody was here, they actually did work, but
Yeah.
it's not like you ever see them actually, it's the weirdest thing, you're like, I'm like, well, you think they'd be working today, and those, and you come back a couple hours later, things all move. But you never actually see people there, it's one of
Well,
the,
like going across the bridge, I mean, they're kind of under the bridge,
Yeah, it's-
working, you know, or
It's a ways down.
lower than the.
yeah, but even on the trail going up to Jacobson and stuff, it changes a lot. You never actually see anybody there.
They move quickly.
They're there, I see 'em.
Right, anything else for Jaden? Thank you very much, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Lisa, you have the floor.
Morning.
I need a motion to approve the minutes of the September 30th, 2025 proceedings as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspaper.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the minutes of the September 30th, 2025 board proceedings as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publications in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve and authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants in the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $299,039.16.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to authorize the auditor's office to issue warrants and the publication of the claims listing in the amount of $299,039.16. And in this, there is $130,000 skid loader purchase, and there's some rock purchase and things like that. So that's a good bulk of the.
Yep.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion
Aye.
carries.
Need a motion to approve and authorize the chair and auditor signatures in the county recorder's report of fees collected for the month of September 2025 for $48,946.23.
I will move to approve.
I'd second that.
Motion by Mike, second by Nan to accept, place on file and authorize chair and auditor signatures on the county recorder's report of fees collected for the month of September 2025 in the amount of $48,946.23. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve the renewal of a special Class C retail native wine license with outdoor service to Iowa Grapevine Winery LLC at 18245 55th Street, Macokota, effective November 15th, 2025 through November 14th, 2026.
So moved.
I would second.
Motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the renewal of a special Class C retail native wine license and outdoor service in Iowa Grapevine Winery LLC at 18245 55th Street, Macokota, effective November 15th, 2025 through November 14th, 2026. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve a 5-day special Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service to St. Patrick Church at 28914 46th Avenue, Bernard, effective October 23rd, 2025 through October 27th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve a 5-day special Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service to St. Patrick's Church, 28914 46th Avenue, Bernard, effective October 23rd, 2025 through October 27th, 2025. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve the renewal of a special Class C alcohol license to Alfred's Bar and Grill at Leisure Lake LLC at 21701 Hill Drive, Bernard, effective November 16th, 2025 through November 15th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
I would second.
Motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve a renewal of a Class C retail alcohol license to Alfred's Bar and Grill at Leisure Lake LLC at 21701 Hill Drive, Bernard, effective November 16th, 2025 through November 15th, 2026. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
That's all that I have for the board today.
Luann, you have the floor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Calendar for this week. 11:45 this morning. Rob Stand will be over at Macokota Library, auditor of the state. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. is Mike's turn on Just Talk. At 1 p.m. tomorrow is a 0 to 5 and 60 minutes meeting, and the advisory board committee meeting by Zoom for NIN. At 4 p.m. is the Veterans Affairs Commission meeting in the community room downstairs for any of you. And at 4 o'clock also is tentatively a Ports of Eastern Iowa meeting by Zoom for NIN. Thursday, October 9th at 10 a.m. is a Mississippi Valley Workforce Business Committee meeting by Zoom for Don. And 11 o'clock is a Jackson County Area Tourism Association meeting by Zoom for any of you. Monday, October 13th at 7:30, well, that should be a.m., sorry. Is tentatively an early childhood Iowa executive committee meeting by Zoom for NIN. Our next regular meeting will be on Tuesday, October 14th. And that afternoon at 3:30 is the Coconut River Watershed Management Authority Executive Committee meeting by Zoom for Dawn. All the business I had for you today.
Just out of curiosity, when are we gonna advertise for the farm bids? Did we decide that? I know there's been discussion the last couple of weeks, you're kind of trying to get it. I don't know, do we decide, when is that? I know we want to open stuff on the 18th of November, so
What I've done in the past is give them 3 weeks to bid.
are we all good to go? It's just ready to go to the paper?
I think we need to make sure the forms are the way we want them. We need to finalize the bid forms and what we're gonna publish.
When are we gonna do that?
We better get that now.
Okay. I can get
I mean,
that.
We got a schedule to
3
follow.
weeks is gonna be here before we know it here.
I just want to make sure we're good to go on that. I don't, so.
And it is the desire of the board to open and award the same day.
Well, we always have in the past, and I think that works fine. Again, the
Again, I think-
requirements are essential that they're met, you know, in a timely manner, and,
I know it's part of the bid requirements, should all the financing approval letters should be with the bid, so.
And I need specific wording for that, how we want that worded, so.
I'll get with John and Brian and get that all, I want to make sure it's all squared away well before, so.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'd like to see that going out.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
We give them more than 3 weeks.
well,
This is
it's,
what we've done in the past, so whatever you want.
we're opening on the 18th, 11th. That means it needs to, we start taking them on the 28th, which means it has to go in the newspaper on the 22nd. So that only gives us 2 weeks to get it squared away. So that, I just want to make sure we got what we need done.
Okay.
So let's get whatever verbiage.
I mean, you had a draft that we already, so yeah, okay that and send it on to us and to John and to make sure that they're good with the verbiage and.
Are you going to award on the 18th then? Is that the desire of the board?
If that's the opening,
That's what I'm asking. Is that, so you're gonna open, that's the 18th is our target date.
Yeah.
The-
We thought
I mean, it can be, or it can be the 25th too.
you were gonna take a brief recess to just verify information before you did the award, but it would be the same day.
Within, I guess, within an hour.
Yeah, I would say within an hour, we should be able to, we
Right.
can announce that day, I mean.
Again, we need to confirm that with our county attorney and what our options are.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else got anything for Wayne?
No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything for the good of the board?
no, I think I'm good for committees. There's no further business. I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'd second that.
Motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Have a great day, everybody.